that you are playing another season.
It is, yes.
Is it because you've seen me in retirement and you're like, fuck that? Why are you playing another season and make less money than you could make not playing football? Why are you going to go out there, risk injury?
Whoa.
Travis Kelce is keeping it real about his Super Bowl flop, and let's just say he's got regrets. Big ones. The Chiefs tight end admitted he wasn't exactly locked in when Kansas City got steamrolled by the Eagles. And the timeline? Well, let's just say it's a little too convenient. Just 2 days before the big game, Kelce and Patrick Mahomes hit the town with their significant others. And now, people are wondering if that one night out with Taylor Swift might have thrown off his A-game. Now, was it the candlelit dinner, the late-night vibes, or just Kelce basking in the glow of being Mr. Taylor Swift? We may never know. But 1 month later, he's doing some soul-searching.
A lot of people think he could potentially get distracted by Taylor. I think he gets motivated by Taylor.
Sure.
Yes.
And get even better. I'm excited to see what he looks like coming back next year. I think like those two being together makes them both want to continue to grow.
On the New Heights podcast with his brother Jason, Travis got deep about his lackluster performance, saying he owed his teammates a whole lot more effort and focus. He even admitted that when he watches the game film, all he can think is, what the F? Honestly, same Travis. Jason, ever the big brother, told him not to overanalyze it, because let's face it, Kelce's whole brand is vibes first, deep thinking later. But Trav insisted that replaying his mistakes is what fuels his fire. He's already gearing up for a redemption arc next season, confirming he's not retiring just yet. That's how I flicked the switch, he said, basically promising a locked-in version of himself next year.
You know what? I'm not leaving! The show goes on!
But here's the twist. Despite the loss, he doesn't want to turn into some rage-fueled monster. Tom Brady. He's all about keeping it fun. I play my best when I'm just having fun, man, he confessed, making it clear he's not about that bitter revenge energy. And in case anyone thought he was losing sleep over the loss, think again. Kelce just signed a massive 2-year, $34.25 million deal. And let's be real, life isn't too bad when you're living it up with the world's biggest pop star. The Chiefs may have fumbled their three-peat dream, but if anyone knows how to bounce back, it's Kelce. Adding to the chaos, Wes Bergman is backtracking fast after stirring up drama about his famous neighbor, Travis and Taylor. The Traitors star, who apparently has front-row seats to Kelce's love life from his Kansas City gated community, had the internet buzzing when he casually dropped that he knew about the relationship before the world did. Now, he's waving the white flag. On March 4th, Bergman took to X with a dramatic mea culpa, claiming his words were twisted and totally out of context. OMG, y'all, I'm so sorry and confused, he wrote, like a man who just realized he messed with Swifties. He admitted his little flex about knowing the couple's status way before it was public wasn't meant to be taken seriously. In fact, he insists his real point was just to shock his podcast co-host, Michelle Fitzgerald, a hardcore Swiftie who refused to believe Travis had landed the pop icon. The trouble started when Bergman told the Social Game podcast that he called it back in November 2023 when Kelce moved into the neighborhood. Fans took that as confirmation that the relationship was locked in long before the public got a peek. Cue the internet storm. Wes is now trying to calm the fire, admitting, I shouldn't be talking about it anyway, so consider this the last time I do. We'll believe it when we see it, Wes. To make things even juicier, he called Kelce an enigma. Tough on the field, but apparently prime inspiration for Taylor's next heartbreak anthem. And honestly, he might not be wrong. But with Kelce and Swift still going strong, Wes might want to stick to reality show drama instead of real-life romance bombshells. Speaking of neighbors, nothing spices up suburban life quite like a zoning board drama. Jason Kelce is currently facing a fourth-quarter stand, not from defensive linemen, but from his own neighbors in Haverford Township. Kelce, who retired from the NFL after the 2023 season, decided it was time to expand his home, probably realizing that 3 kids, a massive podcast empire, and a Super Bowl winning brother constantly crashing in his place require some extra space. So like any good homeowner with deep pockets and deeper security concerns, he proposed flattening some slopes, adding a fence, and making sure the general public couldn't just waltz into his yard for an impromptu Eagles meet and greet. But of course, his neighbors weren't exactly throwing a welcome parade for these plans. One concerned resident, Wendy De La Rosa, worried that flattening the slopes would send stormwater gushing into her yard like an uninvited tailgate party. Zoning officials agreed that yes, there would be increased runoff, because apparently you can't just move dirt around without Mother Nature having a say. However, the board ultimately gave the green light under the condition that proper stormwater management would be put in place. Now, let's be honest, every neighborhood has that one person who takes HOA rules a little too seriously, and in this case, it looks like Jason's blueprint for backyard bliss has ruffled a few feathers. But really, can you blame the guy? He spent his entire career protecting quarterbacks. Now he just wants to protect his own home.
Are we playing next year? As I'm coming back for sure. Going to try and get to the best shape I've been this offseason.
So he's probably coming back.
I think you could probably.
Yeah,
I think you
like
could say. I think you could say Travis Kelce's coming back to play football. How everything has gone and what his career has been. Remember, the Chiefs weren't always good when he was on that team. He had to persevere. He had to continue. That's a situation that doesn't happen to many players in the history of the game. And obviously, he has represented our sport fantastically. Positive all the time. There's going to be reasons for people to find to hate Travis Kelce. There's going to be reasons for people to find to hate. What you can't deny is the greatness of Travis Kelce. You can't deny that he is one of one. You can't deny already great, already rich, already has a resume, already in the Hall of Fame, and it's like he's a guy that loves ball.
Just when you think the famous couple might finally slow down, they're already plotting their next big move, this time off the field and off the stage. Taylor Swift, fresh off her history-making Eras Tour, and Travis, fresh off a Super Bowl loss, are reportedly using this rare downtime to have some serious talks about their future. And by future, we mean wedding bells and baby bottles, at least if Taylor gets her way. According to insiders, Swift is itching to trade in stadium tours for baby showers ASAP. After spending years dominating the music industry and watching Kelce rack up NFL wins, she's apparently ready to put wife and mom on her resume. And while she's fully supportive of Kelce's career, she wouldn't mind if he hung up his cleats a little early to fast-track their happily ever after. Of course, things aren't quite as picture-perfect as their viral Super Bowl kiss. Both stars recently had a brutal brush with reality. Kelce's Chiefs lost the Super Bowl, and Swift walked away from the Grammys without her expected wins. With their usual superstar glow dimmed, at least temporarily, the couple seems to be reevaluating what's really important. And for Taylor, that apparently means settling down with her 6'5" tight end and getting started on the next phase of life, preferably before her next world tour rolls around. Sources even claim the two were overheard having a very heartfelt conversation during a private date night, discussing love, marriage, and, yes, babies.
That looks pretty good on you.
You like the hoodie?
I do.
You should.
Where'd you get it?
Got it from my brother.
Jason, I am a kid.
Touche.
I'm a grown-ass kid. Kelce's. Ed Kelce was 50 years old throwing ketchup all around the room.
Blue cheese all over the place.
We'd all get sausage McMuffin with eggs, our classic Kelce order.
Yeah. Dad was the king of driving with his knees. With his children in the vehicle. Interstate going 75 miles an hour. And spreading jam on...
You would see him just take a big, healthy bite, and then it would just... The jelly would come out the back, and you just see him lose it like, you idiot. Sure, and he'd be like, mother.
Yeah.
Swift, ever the planner, is supposedly hoping to have Kelce locked in with a ring soon, which means engagement rumors could start swirling any minute. But with Kelce likely returning for another season with the Chiefs, their timeline could hinge on whether he's willing to balance touchdowns with wedding cake tastings. For now, the couple is reportedly taking things day by day, but Taylor's alleged enthusiasm for this next step makes one thing clear: she's ready to trade stadium chants for lullabies. But just when it seemed like Kelce might trade his helmet for a wedding band, he made a different kind of commitment, one that keeps him on the field for at least another season. The Chiefs tight end officially confirmed he'll be returning for his 13th season, and if you thought he made the decision after deep reflection in a quiet room, think again. According to him, it was less about logic and more about love. The love of football, the love of competition, and, well, maybe a little bit of the love for proving people wrong. Kelce, never one to sugarcoat things, explained his thought process on his New Heights podcast with his brother Jason. In the most Kelce way possible, he laid it all out. I effing love playing football. That was his main reason. Not the money, not the endorsements, not even the potential acting gigs that could have kept him from being tackled every Sunday. No, it was about the game itself.
That you are playing another season.
It is, yes.
Is it because you've seen me in retirement, you're like, fuck that. Why are you playing another season and make less money than you could make not playing football? Why are you going to go out there, risk injury?
Whoa.
Why are you doing this?
That was kind of the one I had to juggle right there.
He admitted that last season didn't sit right with him, that he had moments where he felt like he let his team down and that the way the year ended left a bad taste in his mouth. So naturally, his solution? Come back and run it back one more time, or knowing Kelce, maybe a few more times. Adding to that, let's not forget the loyalty factor. Kansas City isn't just where Kelce plays, it's home. He spoke about how much the team, the city, and the community mean to him, and how he feels an obligation to see his contract through. Retirement might be an option someday, but for now, he's staying right where he belongs, with the people who have cheered him on through every touchdown and every post-game celebration.
Man, how about it? Jason, you got a little suave going right now.
No, you're the suave. Take that hat off. You got the suave.
I'm not doing that.
All right.
What? We're Kelce's.
I'm balding, Travis. I'm getting thin up there.
Where? Maybe just a little.
Yeah, look at that. Ooh, look at that hair.
That's why you do it to the side?
I don't do anything. I just wake up. I don't do shit to my hair.
All right.
Of course, Jason Kelce couldn't resist pointing out that his younger brother could actually make more money by retiring. Between a booming podcast, Hollywood roles, and sponsorship deals, Travis could be cashing checks without risking concussions. But where's the fun in that? Instead, he's gearing up for another season of blocking, catching, and probably shouting at Patrick Mahomes in the huddle. So while some fans might have been hoping for a Kelce retirement party, it looks like they'll have to wait. Travis isn't walking away just yet, because why leave the game when you still love playing it? Join me next time.